Welcome back to the CIS Closed Qualifier. We are one map deep into our second series. We saw Winstrike take a pretty convincing one over RAVE on Nuke there. Nice 16-5. Saw RAVE employ some pretty interesting strategies, which I think will be very effective on Dust 2, Tim. What do you think?
Why you got to do them like this?
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean,
that is zero sarcasm. I think
exactly. Their strategy a lot of the time was, let's get one player down vent real fast and then get other players to other places in varying degrees of fast and probably jump over NX a bunch of times. So if we translate that to Dust 2, maybe they get one guy out long or out mid or something, and then everyone else just rushes B or Cat or... I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of holding W, which, again, is not a bad thing. It can certainly work and catch your opponents off guard. And I think there's a lot more space for that on Dust 2 than there is on Nuke.
Look, I think on the older versions of Dust 2, that was a lot more effective. It still can work, you know. You can do your quick long players. Rush B is not very good unless your opponents have low util, but if you're able to cut the CT economy down a little bit more, get rid of some of those Molotovs, can definitely work for you. The quick mid to B is obviously very good. You can sometimes go for a quick cat if you don't think they have an AWP or something like that, or they don't do a cat setup, or you know that they've already taken long because they're throwing util there or something like that. But you definitely, it's a map where you need to switch up what fast plays you're doing based on A, your read of the CT economy and their setups, and B, you need to just keep changing up different strategies to try to catch them off guard. So going for those quick mid to Bs at the right sort of rounds is pretty important. We'll see how it works for them. I'm sure RAVE are at least a pretty decent team, but the maps that they beat Pro 100 on were, you know, your Dust 2 and Overpass. So they should have a reasonable chance up here against Winstrike. I'm not super familiar with the power rankings of the CIS scene, like how much better of a team is Winstrike than Pro 100.
Yeah,
probably
my
a little
knowledge
bit
extends
better.
to like Na'Vi.
I would say they're probably a little bit better, right? You'd expect Winstrike to be just a little bit above like your Pro 100 team.
Yeah, I think that's
like
fair.
By like a reasonable margin. So maybe it's just a case of RAVE playing a good series last series and having a bit better of a matchup up against a team of Pro 100's caliber. But maybe Winstrike's a bit of a step too far. Sometimes teams' sort of styles don't match up well against other teams, even if they are of a decent skill level enough to beat them. Who knows? I guess we'll see how it sort of pans out on this next map. Obviously, Nuke, very strange map of Counter-Strike indeed. Not unentertaining, just very strange.
One-sided. One-sided, I think, is fair. And given the form that Winstrike appear to be in, I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Dust 2 winds up the same way. Maybe not for the same reasons, but I do think they've looked pretty sharp. All their players seem to be pretty on point. So I think it's going to be difficult. There wasn't really too much shown from anyone, really, in terms of fragging on RAVE. Like,
yeah, it was just Inters hitting some nice
Inters had some nice shots. Akimov had a few nice rounds, but...
Here's the real question, though, is like you got World Edit on Winstrike who can AWP like a absolute beast, and on a map like Dust 2, your AWPs are pretty important. I don't know if the CAS is going to be able to bring that same level of skill in terms of the AWP versus AWP duel on a map where it's vitally important for your AWPer to have a pretty good performance for himself. Not only on the CT side, just making impact, picking people before the round breaks down by going aggressive in certain parts of the map, but also on the T side, playing a really sort of anti-peeker kind of lines, like you jump up on the boxes in Suicide and scope down mid or onto Cat and stop anyone from getting aggressive up there and picking your riflers, trying to pick the other AWPer. Who knows how that's going to work out. Or maybe they just won't run an AWP at all. I expect probably even the 5 AK out of you boys on RAVE. Just get in there, go fast, go hard, and
have a party.
Yeah, make the best of it.
No? Didn't? All right, fair
No,
enough.
I got it.
Okay, I'm glad. You just gave me nothing.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
I don't have anything right now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm just trying to focus on the CS. I've you know, the rest of my brain's gone to sleep, but the CS part is always functional. Even when I dream of CS. When I'm going to bed, I'm thinking, man. Like,
when you're going to bed, do you count CS?
No, I
Instead of counting sheep jumping over a fence,
I think about all the strategies, like, you know, the strategies that you sort of like forecast in your brain. You're like, wow, that would be a really good idea, and then you try, it just does not work. Never, like, don't even bother trying any of those. They don't work. You know, those strategies you think up right before you go to sleep.
You're like, hey,
they're the worst.
You know what would be a really good idea? If I take one player and have him juggle 2 guns across the map so he can fire both of them and make it seem like there's 2 players. That'd be a good, and then you're like, no, that'd be dumb.
What if he threw a decoy and then went back and bought a flasher and spawned, threw both of his flashes over the A-bomb side of Mirage, went back, bought 2 more flashes, threw them over
You can't buy
B.
that many flashes.
You can. You can buy as many flashes as you want.
Really?
Didn't you know that?
So it's only smokes that have that limitation on them,
Yeah,
is
it's smokes, mollies, and I think nades, HE nades as well, but flashes, you can just run.
Man, I want to see like
I'm
the
gonna
20
see this
flashes
in MM
strat.
now. I'm going to see this in MM. People are going to run over to Palace, they throw the flashes over A, and then they run back and buy more flashes. Haven't you seen that before?
No, I haven't.
I've seen it before.
It's like when Simple threw the AWP over the wall. It's one of those things where you see it happen, you're just like, yep, now I'm seeing that for the next month in my matchmaking games.
Yeah, you just go run near Palace with all 5 Ts, you throw 10 flashes over A, you go back and buy more flashes, then you do a normal round.
And then you throw 10 flashes over B.
It's not even effective, it just throws the other team off. The CTs are just
like,
what's
10
going
flashes
on?
a day, and they're just like, huh? Should we rotate? Who knows? Like, I love the idea of it's not even an execute. You don't throw any nades. You don't even peek. You just throw 10 flashes, and you go back to spawn and continue as normal. And they're all just like, huh? Yep. We call that the second sun strategy. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's you know, one of my theory crafts. Definitely.
Cop that, Anders. What do you got? This is how Pilly theory crafts. Anders is like, hey, if we molly a random roof, you can stop a smoke going down. Pilly's like, nah, 10 flashbangs and then another 10.
No, you don't. You got to save the other 10 for being sensible, Tim. You can't buy more after that.
Yes, you can. You should be quick.
Quick, perhaps.
All right. Well, I think that's enough theory crafting for us for now. Maybe if we have a pause during this map, I can be like, hey, Pilly, you have 5 seconds to invent a strat, and then you can do that. But for now, we're actually heading into the map itself, and we can see some more actual Counter-Strike, more correct ways of playing the game than throwing 20 flashbangs in a round and hoping for the best.
I like that, though.
I mean, I also like that. It's the same as, like, it's the same as the old confusion strat, where everyone buys negevs and decoys. And then you throw your decoys at one side, fire your negevs on the other side, and then they won't know what's happening.
Ooh, throw the decoys with the negevs and then you buy something else.
No, you keep the negevs. Come on, mate. Well, at least that's what it used to be when the negev was good, but now that it's like this ridiculous slow laser thing, it's like, meh.
But there was that one little update in CS where the decoys were like 10 times louder than they should have been, and then you did the negev strat.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, no, I liked the negev when it was like the $6,000 AK-47 for when you really felt like disrespecting your opponents. When it was just like, you just burst people in the head with it.
Look,
like
I've seen someone ace at LAN with that against a good team with default crosshair before it was cool and Tarek was using it and stuff, and it was very bizarre.
That is bizarre.
Anyway, now it's going to be T-side for RAVE. Smoke onto Xbox. They're looking a little bit more structured than last map, which is good to see. Waylander seeing if he can pop any heads through the smoke. Flashbang going over the top. They're going to 4-man up. Cat rotations coming out from a few of the CTs, but it's going to be very hard for Boomich to do anything about that with no armor in the CT spawn. Smoke goes onto CT, flashes over the top, and it's looking like a good pistol from the Ts.
drop as well. Hey, that's the vent drop equivalent. They did it. They figured it out. They're all going onto the bomb site now. Kvik just playing the angles, getting back, waiting for his teammates to get in and for this bomb to go down. It is a 5v4. They're planning for Cat where they have 1 player waiting, but there's 3 players flanking through mid. Yeah,
they've got to take the mid control out an extra little bit to this push before they come in for the retake from Long and Cat.
It's a ballsy peek from Akimov, at least so that gets the trade. Jack even gets the trade. Although Winstrike now doing some nice quick headshotting.
Those are not easy shots to be hitting, Tim.
Really not.
It makes it look so easy as well. Alright. So the bomb plant's going to help RAVE a little bit if someone wants to go and buy a AWP, as well as they can probably pick up some Deegs and stuff. I like going for a couple Deegs invested, maybe try and see if you can pop any of the heads of the CTs and just chip the economy down a little bit. It gives you infinitely more potential to make this game a little bit more of a grind for the CTs than they might have wanted it to be.
Well, let it going for the USP and armor. Getting that AWP out in the next round, probably.
I've been doing that more often, actually, just pistol armoring.
Do you also call the USP what Zeus calls it? Because I feel like that'd be appropriate given that we're in CIS region.
Oh, I don't know what he calls it.
The USP.
Oh, okay.
It's a good name. Well, that it's trying to play pistol round Mark II. This time he's got teammates to back him up, but he's just going to be taken down immediately. Boomich is getting involved, though. Easy points, easy dollars. Looking for the ace on the P250. Going to run out of ammo and 360 his way to victory.
Seems good to me. Main thing he's got going for him is matching gloves with the knife. You really can't fault the man. He's got it all.
He's got the 360s.
He's got 6 grand.
He's got the money. This is very similar to how we started off the last map as well. Just farming up kills. It was with a shotgun last time, now it's with an SMG, but farming kills and money early on.
Pretty early into the piece, we're seeing an AWP on both sides in only the 3rd round of Counter-Strike, which is going to mean a bit of a toll on the economy from both sides. Plenty of util across the board for your boys on RAVE, but they're going for a quick one out mid with no flashbang in sight. Waylander has been allowed to get away with absolute murder, literal murder onto Sviat. How the hell is this man still alive?
And figurative onto, you know, everyone else getting away with an AK.
Yeah. That just blows my mind. Where was...
Finally gets taken down. He'd done all of that. He nearly got away and then he got AWP'd in the back. But at least RAVE will trade it back into a favorable 4 versus 4. Long control completely taken by Winstrike. Going towards B is the correct move here. There's only one player there.
Kvik is very exploitable in this position though. Usually you'll see you just leave Cat and mid open and try your best to sort of pick people as they try to make their way through, whether you're either going to play on the shelf outside B or maybe window, or you can play in CT spawn. But playing up close here, definitely a bit riskier, but you know, it's a risk versus reward kind of thing. See if it's going to work out for him.
There's no flashbang, so he's given the first kill easily. They go out one at a time, but Inters is able to make the spray work out. Norbert on B, going to flash straight out into mid and get the AUG working, but they're ready for it. They read the flash, know that the window peek is coming, and that'll get them onto the B bomb site in a 3 versus 2. Boomich flanking in very quickly, but they're choosing not to go tunnels. Instead, they're smoked it off to block it, and there's no gun for him to recover, so it's going to be a pretty difficult retake for the CTs now.
I'm actually very surprised that Inters didn't drop that smoke that he picked up on mid to B, and that World Edit didn't shoot any of the terrorists as they crossed through. They're actually still going for this retake, I think, but as Cass picks up Boomich there, I don't think they're going to be going for that one anymore. World Edit needs to hold on to this AWP. It's a very key part of this CT side being a bit more of a breeze than it is so far for Winstrike. Can make a lot of impact happen and get a lot of freebie wins for the side of the CTs. Boomich, though, with how much money he has farmed on that MP9, probably will be able to drop over a weapon to your boy Norbert or someone like that. Would be good to see. 3 alive for the T side is going to mean 2 guns dropped over, which is going to mean economy chipped away a little bit more because Cass still has to buy armor, I believe. I don't think he had armor in the last. No, he didn't.
Nope, now he does.
Yeah, so money looking okay for 3 of them, not so okay for 2. Very limited utility for the CTs. Going straight into the double AWP, and Wayland is actually on the 2nd, so something I have not seen in the past. Pretty slow one for RAVE. They're just working through lowers, waiting for any kind of mid pushes that Winstrike might be throwing at them.
Do they not have Waylander on the 2nd last map?
There wasn't a 2nd.
Yeah, there was. They had like one or two rounds. They got a 2nd out towards the end there, and I'm pretty sure Waylander was on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I didn't see it, and looks like he is pretty alright at it because he's found himself the first pick.
Pretty decent. Kvik's playing in this corner again. One of those things where it might look silly, but he's playing the game where they'll say, nah, he won't be there again.
Well, it was just bad last round. It was just literally bad because he got 1 for 1 very quickly.
And the guy like who killed him just ran out holding W and mouse 1.
Yeah. It just wasn't very good.
There's the flashbangs, but no one goes with it, so now they've wasted those for no control.
Yeah, and Kvik, I mean, it makes a bit more sense to be in this kind of position because he's on the MP9.
There's the first 2, and no trade possible. Gets the AK out and gets another kill. That's absolutely disgusting. You can't be letting him get away with that. Another AK for additional bullets. And, well, didn't go that way last round, but it always felt like that's what we were waiting for as they exited 1 by 1.
Yeah, he's got the extended mag on his guns. He's got 90 bullets.
How to have extended mag. Buy 3 guns and use all of them. I mean, we see the gun juggle quite a bit. Man, they're getting really hungry for this kill.
Yeah, this is not good news for their economy. They really want to take this all away from
the 2 guys who died
Cass.
have $0 and $100. Like, relax, friends.
Yeah, lads, come on.
It's going to be
not
all right.
good for the monies.
They do have a couple mollies they can throw behind this smoke and try and get this gun away from him, but in the end, I think Kvik's just going to go in and spam it. Unfortunately,
they lost
not going
that
to get him
second
behind
off,
the corner.
didn't
They did,
Boomich was like
Yeah,
in T-spawn.
Because Waylander like ran into uppers and he was like, yeah, I'm getting him, and then he didn't. Yeah. I know that feel. I've done that so many times. Like, yeah, guys, no, I've got this. I win this, and then you don't. You feel bad.
All right, so one guy's forced up around the AWP. Everyone else has gone, nah, don't feel like it today. So, very strange.
Interesting. Waylander thought that it's... could have hit a collateral, but instead he's going to get run down by the old Tech 9. Who is that? Is Boomich trying to get involved in pit? Yes, it is. And he's got a player with a rifle for backup. Through the edge of the smoke is the spam, but Kvik able to recover, and then...
Oh, that flash from the teammate.
Easy one click. Clutch. Was that over from short?
No, that was...
Oh, no, it was from down long. It was from Waylander on long.
Yep.
I see.
Beautiful stuff. All right, so...
Eco for the terrorists.
Yeah, singular. Not too bad for them, but again, you really want to get a good T side going on a map like Dust 2, because I feel like it's pretty T-biased, personally.
One player going to get up Cat for free.
That's, yeah, it better be.
No, it's Akimov this time.
Okay.
And he's dead. No, they've spotted him. He hasn't died just yet. Orbit knows there's a few players chilling out in uppers, but can't do anything about it just yet with that smoke down. They're actually committing blindly through that smoke, or one player is starting to sit here and reload, but despite the flashbangs, he'll be able to recover in time. Rave really loved just the one dude going first, and then everyone else a few seconds later.
No comment. No Cass has got enough money for an AWP, so straight back into a buy round. Winstrike. Money starting to go out of control for them. Looking real good all across the board. Good to see. Alright, what's the play, lads, on RAVE? It's looking like they don't feel like doing a whole lot of anything just yet. Probably just going to wait for the lowest guy to go for a bit of a pick. They were waiting for so many utility towards long, and now they're going to chuck one up on the boxes, just in case there's a smoke out from the CTs, and then they could pick him if he tries to cross the left. Is that going to happen though? Boomich, he's walking up. Wow, he's not actually watching the cross. That's pretty curious.
Oh, please. I was really hoping that that was a nade for the boost, that he was somehow just like 10 million IQing it. Yeah. He was like, hey, you're playing there. Here's a nade, but...
You can actually spam it like pretty consistently if you're on the CT side. If
up through the door there.
Yeah. But no one does it.
Well, that's because no one plays there.
That's not true.
Very few people play there. I don't see it in many games of Dust 2, and I've watched quite a few. Akimov's just taken a bajillion damage through the Molotov. Intos is able to get the trade happening at least to keep it 4 versus 4, but 45 seconds left. That molly is going to waste so much time. That was pretty insanely sharp, Sviad. But there's another molly as well. Now, Winstrike are pretty much out of utility. Just a couple flashes and smokes left. It's going to be down to the fragging.
T-spawn.
Bomb is T-spawn and it's going B. Oh. The rotation has come fully off B. But Wayland has found a pick. How quickly will they read this?
What is going on? All the T's are just in a different part of the map.
He's run up short. I mean, he's doing a great job of keeping all the players here. Now Bomb is being planted B while everyone else is rotating through CT. It works.
They made some decent decisions as individuals, and they won their own duels. So, yeah. But that's never how that round needed to go. Like, they got the 1-for-1 at long. They had full long control. They had cat control as well with someone lining up a smoke. If they just grouped together and split that A-bomb site, it's so unbelievably easy to take the A-bomb site if you have cat and long at the same time.
And I feel like that's another one of those rounds where if that happens again, Winstrike won't be caught out by it, because the thing that brought them undone there was pretty much the fact that they threw like a couple mollies. Oh, almost a nice pick, but Kaz ready for it. They threw a couple mollies down short, then it was smoked up, and then the guy on short, which was Fiat, I think, just ran through it. They're not going to get caught off by that again.
No, probably not. Tell you what though, some of these RAVE blokes are fearless.
They are indeed. They've got some sharp aim on them as well, so certainly can work out pretty well.
It's a deadly combo.
Goes for a quick jump peek. Perhaps looking for the AWP, but not able to find it.
2 AWPs on the T side, worth mentioning. Probably why they're taking a little bit more time than usual.
Sure. Where are those AWPs? One is chilling out in back of B tunnels. And then the other one is hanging out with Bomb at Car. Right, well, as a minute ticks by, they've still got a whole bunch of utility left, and the CT side have almost none, just 4 flashbangs, so...
How much utility side have with 50 seconds to go?
They haven't thrown anything. They also have been really good at not pressing W so far. Showing a lot of restraint. Now they've just got to actually use their util, and they'll get easy frags.
Well, they've thrown the wall of smoke on long and taken control of that, but they're not going to use the control of that. It's a 3 stack on B.
And now they're going B with no info after they smoke long.
And they don't have time to go back to A.
And they can't fake anything because, well, it's just like, nah, you're not.
Yeah, but they're selling A pretty well. Oh, no.
But no one's going to rotate, and there's like...
Uh-oh.
Now they're going to run into B and do a 3 stack. This is... I mean, they're going really hard for the bamboozle, but I feel like they're playing themselves a bit here. There's no time for this bomb to get out. There's still 2 players on the bomb site. He's stuck. He's going to have to run back and save. In a 3v3, RAVE just holding onto their guns.
And then one dies after time. He's got $900. At long as well, he didn't even have to peek that. Oh my god. Alright, well, let's just look forward. Caster's got the Whopper. They can probably buy around that.
I honestly do feel like RAVE are kind of playing themselves a bit. They're just like, oh, we're out A. Go B. They won't see it coming. Look, and there's just so little time left.
Yeah, it was like a decent call.
It's a decent call, but they do it so late in the round and with no info. And because it's so late in the round, Winstrike are like, well, we'll just keep the AWP here and then keep our B stack, and the bomb tries to go into B and gets shut down. I don't know. I feel like if they
definitely just needed an extra 15 seconds on that.
Yeah, or if they'd actually just said, hey, let's just go A.
No, they don't need to go A, I don't think. But I think they definitely did an extra 15 seconds of those A players probing around and seeing whether Winstrike was actually going to budge off B in that scenario, whether they were just going to save. If they were just going to save, it's always going to be bad for RAVE, probably. Unless they run into tunnels or something. Dear God, though, Waylander.
Easy points.
Looking scarier than World Edit this map on the AWP.
Easy whopper. Boomich at long now going to be tested by the Deagle, and Akimov's going to win it. But losing teammates left and right and not able to go out and get the gun. Bomb down at top mid. Going to try and grab that thing, and I think he might just be able to. It's a tag, but not frag. And will be taken down to the end by Waylander, who's having a great round for himself, and he just hit the tag onto Winters as well.
It's one of my favourite things, seeing some guy just full confidence, wide strafing across top mid with a Deagle, trying to go for headshots and just get absolutely wrecked. It's like, what are you trying to do, bud?
Justice. It's justice, isn't it? It's just like,
justice
yes.
for all the times where that guy in MM actually one-beats me.
Now,
Justin just goes, yes, this was good. This was a good play.
Is there an ace for Waylander here? That's the question. He's certainly looking for it, but I don't think Inters are going to give it to him. Nope. There's Norbert peeking out to claim that one in the end. But, again, it's all looking pretty easy for Winstrike here. I don't think RAVE are helping themselves too much with some of the decisions that they're making, but while a few of their players are turning up with the aim, it is Winstrike looking better overall.
I'm keen to see Winstrike play some games against some better teams, because I want to see whether this formulation of players actually does make sense, and whether some of these guys' form is actually on point, or whether RAVE is just making it a little bit easier for them than they might need to.
I love that. The AWP calls there's pressure on long. There's immediately 2 Molotovs and 3 flashbangs to hold the T's back. It is just pissed around, but still the composure's nice, and they just go straight in, going for wide peaks. They know there's a lot more players hanging out at blue bin, and Boomich is just killing all of them. Kvik's actually stealing a few of them, but doesn't matter. They'll get it all done in the end. 4K for Boomich. Long rush destroyed. 8 rounds on the board for Winstrike as they claim the half, and they show no signs of slowing down. RAVE going to get a buy together, but how much can they really do with it?
Well, the problem is that Winstrike has double AWPs, and they have so RAVE can't really play that slowly, and they have a lot of utilities, so RAVE really can't play that quickly unless they wait out the util or whatever, because they're just going to run into a billion Molotovs.
Well, now they're trying to get out mid.
Now they're going out mid, so this is good to see. They actually got the trade on Waylander without him getting away and actually committed this time, which is a big difference to some of the other rounds.
Norbert going to flash himself in, but will get run down. Ooh, a spam through the CT smoke by Boomich gets countered almost perfectly by the T's. He's not going to go down, but
that's a good change up. HP. They're reacting to something they've seen. They get the trade down onto Waylander. All the other rounds, they're they're kind of holding hands around Xbox rather than actually committing out
feeding
mid.
Waylander.
Yeah, and they didn't flash before. They were feeding Vic. They were feeding Waylander. This time, it's actually well-timed, well-organized, multiple people out, the smoke on CT. It's basic stuff, but they're actually ticking boxes that before they were just leaving there blank, I guess.
Hadn't even picked the pen up.
Yeah.
So it's a much better round from
Well, they picked the
RAVE.
pen up, but they were trying to throw it at someone's head rather than like right on the sheet
They
of
were
paper.
that kid.
Yeah.
That kid in the classroom.
I feel like that pretty much sums up RAVE's play style.
What, they're that kid?
Yeah.
They're certainly playing well here now. I mean, that's the thing.
Another T round. All right.
Exactly.
So Winstrike still got money is the problem. They need to chip down the economy, and it feels like RAVE, with, you know, they're playing a little gimmicky, so it's hard to string rounds together unless you're making some reads based on how Winstrike's playing at the moment and able to get some of those gimmicks timed at the right intervals and against the right plays that Winstrike's doing, etc. Straight back on the double ult from Waylander. So just like a similar thing. Two people in lowers trying to look for some picks. Kaz actually picks up Norbert off the back of the pop flash. So that's a quick advantage for the T side, which is something that they haven't necessarily had a clean pick like that off the start of the round. Now they've got some mid control.
There's a smoke for the mid B, but Vic's boosted over it. Let's see if they check it once they get out mid here. Smokes from both sides here, really trying to isolate it. Has to use his own smoke, but flashed out. That smoke's going to give him cover to get up to B, actually. So I like that. They've got themselves completely out mid for free. Waylander is in hell.
See, that's a really... Where did that come from? Because that's just like a perfectly structured round. They open up by picking the Norbert on... who was it? I think it was Waylander on mid or something like... Or it was Norbert on B.
Norbert
and then they
B,
perfectly...
yeah.
All the perfect utility, all the perfect spacing and use of everything to get into the B-bomb site, and they still might lose.
So, I mean, you're not wrong. It is 3v3. That AWP is locking down tons, but looks like the CTs will have to fall back here. Surely there's another pick coming through. There's no way the Kaz loses that duel. Well, that it not going to get out either. Okay, no, uses the shotgun AWP. Will get himself one more kill at least and keep that gun up. The CT's going to try and stop the T's exiting, and they have got the one frag, and they'll get, not quite both in the end. Inters will go down to the bomb though. So well that it will survive and save the AWP. All 5 players die on the T side, but a much better round.
Yeah, and that's not too bad for them. They've got some decent money across the board. The only person that's really going to be struggling is Inters, who's, I think, waiting on a drop or something of that nature. Also, Akamov's got to go down to the ump, so that kind of sucks. Has Inters got a drop? Yes, he does. Beautiful.
Yeah, got an AK in hand. Well, they're going to go challenge along with the AWP. Akamov not quite out there just yet. In the meantime, RAVE takes some quick control of uppers. Looking down into mid. They do have Kaz posted up on mid as well from T-Spawn. Looking straight down with the AWP.
I love this Winstrike.
Yeah, Winstrike have changed things up after the last round. They've got 2 players cross-firing mid with M4s.
They've been hitting mid every single round without fail. That's where they've really been creating these openings. Mid to B has been pretty effective.
And they've still got
RAVE.
a good hold on long as well. All they've done is just shift out their mid players. Instead of having 1 out mid and 1 in CT, they've gone for 2 in mid. So they've not weakened any other part of the map.
Well, Boomich has been having a time at long. Like, he's literally been pushing through his own smoke. He hasn't had any problems taking it.
So there's Waylander finding the first pick as well.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you where that shot comes from, but Inter's just destroyed Boomich. Well, that it, with the cover of that wall of smokes, does have time to get up onto site. Try and find a pick. Over the smoke, spots the player jumping into pit. We'll be able to hit that shot.
This bloke don't miss.
Shades of Adren there. Remember that when Adren like subbed for Liquid that one time and just bodied everyone?
He was still in the team. Give him a break.
I thought he was subbing. Was he actually still in the team?
He was.
I think it was like either that or yeah, I'm pretty sure he'd already been removed and he came back for that tournament.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he just went off and everyone was like, wow, this guy. Look at him go. Either way, RAVE now going to adjust for the mid to B, and this time the mid players moved into CT. Waylander though doesn't give a crap, going to flash through it, but won't find the frag. Cass has found the opener, moving up on short, and a second as well. Well, then it goes down. This is a 3v2 now. Waylander needs to do something here, and he's given the opportunity, but no, ripped away. Norbert left 1v3 and stuck in CT. There's no way he's preventing this bomb plant. No way he's really preventing anything. This round has fallen apart somehow. care of CIS, finding some lovely quick entries. I don't think Norbert's seen him because of his gun model. Looking for these players. We'll spot one head on short and gets the dinks happening, but there's a player at car he's not ready for. Oh my god, Kaz hits a leg and somehow lets it go. Doesn't have a kit, you're exactly right. He's just going to go for the stick here. There's no way this works. Tries to get the shot, but Bass will close it out. Another expensive one for the T side, but they get it across in the end. Great shooting from Cass to make that possible. Yeah,
pretty decent round from RAVE. I feel like there was quite a few mistakes there from Winstrike, though. Still playing that close up on Cat. Well dead, a little caught out. Feels like they were very convinced that they were going for the mid to be there, and they were very overcommitted in some positions to stop that kind of a play. There's a nice leg right off the start of the round. And then there was just 2 players caught up near bricks there, like with 30 seconds to go. RAVE make the best of it though, and that's going to be their 5th round on the T side. Not too bad at all. Very limited utility for Winstrike, so it's good to see Boomich go for that fight in long, wins it as well. She's going to give slight advantage to Winstrike, but not as much as you'd think with how low some of their players are. Definitely potential for RAVE to be able to turn this one back around. Still some utility to be able to get some map control. Cass still got the AWP in hand. And not much utility on the side of Winstrike. You'd say, you know, you look at Vic with some of that utility, he's usually the mid player, so he's not going to be able to use that as effectively as he could in some other positions. Worlded, it can definitely drop the smoke on bricks though.
So RAVE now going to move over to B with 4 players. Well, 3 players out of their 4, I should say. Sviat, top mid, trying to find an opening there, but do they actually want to split mid B here, or do they want to go back to A? I feel like it's a split mid B. That'd be an interesting call. Waylander not going to take the shot, just going to call it. So Worlded will be ready for that push if it comes through, but they're not hearing anything else up short either. He knows there's only 1 player. Should be calling that this is just a fake onto A. And Waylander's already moving in to catch out that player. That's it. He knows that's all the short presence gone. He's going to go straight back to B, but Norbert, so little HP, so little time, but he will be able to find the first frag on the UMP. The pre-fire comes in, but Waylander wide swings to make it a 1 versus 3 for Kaz. No time, or very little time at least, to get this bomb down. The molly will buy him some of it, but they go straight through it, gets flashed out as well. Nothing that can be done, and it's a double AWP recovered for Winstrike as they hit 9.
What a time to get your economy absolutely broken, though. Sviat's the only one who can even afford AK armor. Everyone else is going to have to make do with a pistol. And that's looking like a 10-5 for Winstrike unless there's some major misstep. They have all the utility in the world to be able to shut down any rush that RAVE throws at them in a round like this. So there really should be no excuse to getting caught off guard. Let's have a look. Wow, there's actually one already. Okay. Sviat's got out there rather quickly, but Worlded, it's still alive. He's already got himself 1.
Let's go for a duel against the scout here if he peeks, but he chooses to fall back to Car instead. Playing it safely, and he will hit the shot onto Kaz. Now just waiting for the rest of the T's to peek him, but they're not particularly keen on it, which is fair enough. There is one player out mid already.
Yeah, I mean, this player out mid has to go massive and hit some heads because they have no utility. They have no control of the map. They're going to wrap all the way around back to B, but I mean, fair enough. Norbert's got very little utility. Wayland's got a little bit here and there. Potential here with this route back to B for it to work. Norbert's probably going to play the off angle. Well, he's kind of deciding if he wants to go back and forth between the blocks, but probably the off angle is the way to go in this round. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, just chilling out, holding that one, and we'll get the spray through. Knows the rest had to be coming his way, but Flashbang out to buy himself some time. Here's the AWP pin to help out as well, just chilling out behind the box as Waylander misses a couple, but ooh, actually, okay, this could get a little bit dicey, but no. Here's the rest of the team to help out. 10-5 will be the half for Winstrike as they move into their T side of their own map pick. What are your thoughts on RAVE in this map, Pilly? How are they doing?
They're okay. They really made the best of that mid to B sort of opening that they realized was working very, very well for them. Netted them a couple of rounds, but apart from that, not a whole lot in that T side from them. And I don't know if 5 rounds is going to be enough to make it work if Winstrike's T side is decent enough, especially because it's their map pick. So should be just that. In general, feels like RAVE haven't really showed up to this game. So I just don't know what to make of it. Feels like a bit of a pug across the board. Can't blame them for it. they're making some nice plays here and there, but sometimes it looks like, you know, they have a well-structured team, and sometimes it looks like a whole different set of people just hopped on the PCs.
Look at this fast cat. Got 2 players up here already facing into mid. Hakimov's going to jump in the Xbox smoke. There's no way you see that coming. Bass hits the first shot, and he still has the support of this player. They have no idea. Now the first couple of frags have been found, but the trades coming quickly from the Glocks. Still not quick enough, though, as there's Hakimov running out of the smoke he'd been sitting in.
His own teammate. They both shot at each other. Dear God.
Now it's all to Vic, 1v4.
He did good work with the last Glock pistol round, though, so I'd be very careful if I was the CT boys.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of players there stacked up, ready to fight him all together. The flashbang's out, and he's still able to find one frag, looking for the second, runs out of ammo, goes for a panic 360. Seems to be a thing for these Winstrike boys. Still working out. There's still 2 more flashbangs on the CTs, though. They can stall this out for so much longer. Vic's got a minute and 17 HP to work with. Still trying to find his way onto Cat, but it's such a difficult crossfire. They are presenting the headshots. The double pick, and he's still finding frags. I don't know how he hasn't been touched yet. He's one bullet from death. Body shot him once, and it's done. There's another of these flashbangs, and this is still... I'm kind of concerned. There's a world in where Quick wins this, but finally Sviat closes it out. That was a little bit stressful.
That felt like one of those moments where, like, there's a platter in the middle of the table, and there's a donut on it, and everyone just keeps reaching for it, and no one actually picks it up. Everyone's like, no, you haven't.
No one actually... Canadian polite dreams do you have?
I don't know. No one actually did it.
That's right, they got there eventually. I love that from RAVE. I can honestly say I've never seen a player on a CD pistol just jump in someone's cat smoke and wait. But it works out. Winstrike,
very Vega,
a bit bamboozled.
That's something Vega would do.
So they do it with like Mac 10s inevitably, because they just always have Mac 10s.
Even on CT?
Yep.
The pistol round?
Yep.
Alright, Tim. That sounds balanced to me.
Sounds about right. I mean, you can get Mac 10s and pistol on T-side. Just got to get a kill with no armor in the first 20 seconds.
Gap him with a Glock. Easy.
It's easy wins. Speaking of easy wins, this one should be an easy win for RAVE. Just going up against pistols.
Yeah, I mean, they're right back in this game. Let's face it, if they have a decent CT side, they already did beat Pro 100 on this map.
Victory. Excellent. I think that was the jumping from Mars headshot in there somewhere, but they got the bomb down, so that's good.
That could be a glass cannon for a world edit, which is a pretty big difference. Or will it be? Yeah,
yep.
Definitely can be.
Maybe a glass cannon and a couple nades or a pistol or something if you want.
He was pretty keen on the AK on the last T side, but that was on nuke where it can be hard to make the ult work. Wouldn't be surprised.
He's considering it. There it is.
There it is, yep.
There's a couple nades as well.
Or on the other side, but the scout could be pretty lethal to a armorless T player. Okay. Never mind.
Just got straight up tagged through the smoke though, so Kaz gonna have to reconsider.
Let's be fair, he was doing that to the other team on his T side, so...
It's only fair.
Karma's come back around.
Everyone gets a turn.
Everyone gets a turn at the gapping legs shot through the smoke. Except for me.
Wasn't the best wording you could have used, but you know what? We'll go with it. It's fine.
Nice. Great flash.
Yep, pro flashes. Going to flash themselves up Cat now, try and take some entry towards the A bomb site. There's no one directly holding this. It's Fiat playing around cars, actually the closest.
I'm very concerned for the CD side in their current setup with their current weapons.
Yeah, it's rough.
Have you ever tried to stop like 4 players on the T side running up Cat with the FAMAS?
No.
Yeah.
Actually,
I wouldn't recommend it.
It went garbage because the FAMAS has like some sort of S spray pattern that I can't do.
S for shiny.
S for bad gun with a silent S.
S for burst fire. Why is this here? Smoke. That's a progression smoke. You can use it as a one-way. Molotov being exchanged by Sphere. I think they were expecting that, judged by the fact that they haven't done anything yet. And here comes the flashbangers.
Smoke down into CT as well. Flashes over the top. Boomich going to go straight down and go hunting. Not looking at ramp though. This is actually a bit of a problem. No, all right.
Oh my god.
Well, that just deleted Fiat from the server there, but the FAMASs are still getting headshots here. It's actually getting a little bit dicey, a little bit difficult. I don't know how Wayland is alive, but Bass will eventually close it. Norbert looking to make the play, 1 versus 3. He's found the first kill required. Both players, it's actually 1v4, now it's 1v3. 2 players coming from long, everyone around there. 1 in CT. He's found his way in the Ninja. Try and make a play for this, but gets jump spotted immediately. There's another quick headshot though. There's another one. Now he's only got the one player to find it. He's low on HP. The spray comes through. Norbert to find it on 1 health. The Molotov will spread. Busy celebrating with his teammates, but hey, got it done. That's what matters.
Relax, Norbert. You're already on the team, mate. This isn't your tryout. You don't need to try that hard. Just let him have it.
Would they have a team house and he's high-fiving them all, or is he just like out of his chair, just woo?
Yeah, he was 1 HP and he definitely could have picked up the AWP for World Edit. So if I'm World Edit, that's a good job, mate, but also a smack on the back of the head.
Good job, but well, that's just having a lovely time with the scout.
Yeah,
duel in mid.
It's pretty hard to hit people that are just ADing with the scout.
It is. Do you remember when the AWP used to be like that?
Wasn't that bad.
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
That's true.
Actually, I think it was the same speed as the scout, wasn't it?
The good old JW on Inferno brackets, continual repeaks, lightning quick. Nothing you can do.
I mean, I was listening to, I think it was a Counterpoints today, where Thorin and Moses were talking about that, and one of them said, "Can you imagine Simple with that? Just be unbeatable."
Well, he did have that,
JW
but he
times
just
10.
wasn't playing on the top level yet.
Yeah, I know, but imagine Simple now with that sort of AWP movement. That'd be insane. Anyway, Winstrike going for a split out mid.
Bit of a taste of your own medicine.
It is a bit. Bass will be able to get one, but the trade is quick. Same onto Inters, but Sviat goes straight through the smoke, keeps it a 2 versus 2. Bomb down as well. Yeah. It's a pretty shocking position for it to be. They're going to group up in CT here on RAVE.
This is all on how Vic uses his nades right now.
What if he just
he could just win the round? He could just win the round with his nades.
He can. If he can get a smoke out into CT, maybe a Molotov to sit behind it, something like that. He could even just get the bomb and run back, but he's going to go for the smoke into CT and get the bomb, get out safely.
Thank you.
That'll lock both the CTs in. It's all right. We've had some normality restored, Mitch. You can breathe again.
Feels so much better now.
It's going to be all right. Vic will get the flash out into mid to buy some space as well. There's the cross. This will be the bomb plant.
Drop the molly. Play the post plant from sensible positions.
Look at them doing what they should with their nades. Isn't it good? It's going to buy a little bit of time. There is no kit on these CTs. They've got to move pretty quickly here. Both players still locked into the bomb site for Winstrike, but they're just going to be sitting for now, not peeking. Sviat has just missed the timing, unfortunately. They're really looking for that kill on box, waiting for him to peek either side. Kaz trusting the flick, but these guys just chilling, playing a very passive post plant, and there's already pretty much no time for this. There's no kits. This isn't really going to work at all. It's just Sviat, and he will get locked out here. Going to try and save the AWP for his team, but they're looking for him, and they will just charge out in the end. He gets the 1 kill and the second, so now he can get the AWP and get out to freedom. Nope, 3 HP. He's dead to bomb, maybe? Yep. So everyone dies. Scorched Earth strategy, but Winstrike will get another one on the board.
Beautiful nade usage from Vic. Not only top fragging the server, but also using his noggin.
Top fragging in your heart.
Top fragging in my heart, exactly. I mean, that post plant's so hard to break for any CTs retaking unless you've got an extra man. It's all down to whether Boomich or whatever you want to call him makes a mistake. And if he doesn't, then it's pretty easy for the T's to win.
Oh, baller. Yes, dollars.
Making all the dollars. He loves making those dollars.
That's what you like to see. Just go fast in the anti ecos. Don't give them any respect. RAVE now hanging out in mid with their last 2 players. No one's come to say hi at mid doors yet, which is a sad time. Maybe Norbert will do it. All right, then. Remaining CT is going to go up catwalk, try and find a bit of a kill, and there's one. Norbert down. So UMP and a flash picked up, but already Waylander is here with the Mac 10. Finds himself the first frag, and the second should be easy as well. He will indeed get both. Nice composure. Holds his fire.
It's a lot of dollaries. Oh, he's even upgraded to an up. That's going to be better against the armored opponents than the Mackie. Although, I don't know.
Is it still the SMG with the best armor pen? I think it was. I'm not sure if it still is. I feel like the MP7's worse armor pen. Higher fire rate, though.
No idea, fam.
I think. I can't remember all the raw stats of the SMGs off the top of my head. Either way, doesn't matter too much. There's 5 M4s out here for the CT side, but they've all got no head armor, which means the Galil and the UMP can have a great time.
For sure, yeah.
And there's no kits and no utility either. 3 grenades across 5 players.
And they've got no cat control, but they're already set up for that cat split to come out. Don't mind that. I mean, Winstrike, their mid to B didn't really work. They just won the XVX at the end of the round, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually commit to Cat this time around rather than going for the mid to B again, which is a pretty decent call for RAVE to actually stack towards this one.
They're ready for this player to become a CT. They're looking for it, and the spray is wild, but it will get done for at least one of those players, and Wayland caught out in the open there. So not yet peeking. They're able to be taken down. Norbert has to do a big job here in mid. He is able to get both frags. That's a round turner. And his teammates will be able to get out with the bomb as well. Into the 2v2. The B-bomb side is open. No AWP for the cross either, so no one on RAVE can do anything about this. And there's the smoke just to make sure of it. That'll give the game up.
Well,
but RAVE might even just be saving
fast. Here. He was already out of there when like his teammates were still dying.
Like,
he was
Norbert's,
like, I'm out.
Norbert's still fighting in lowers, and he's like, no, I trust you, let's go.
Yeah, he actually he was straight out of there, and that's another 2-on-2 that Winstrike looking like they're going to come away with this one, unless it's going to have to be some kind of a banger flash from Akimov.
I mean, you used to be able to bounce off the ground and over the wall. It was like the best pop flash ever, but you can't do it anymore. You just got to chuck it like that. They are going to go straight in here, but the crossfire is excellent. Yeah, both anti-flash, very confident that was coming. Akimov, they're going to find the one, but can't quite adjust quickly enough onto Norbert, who is again doing a bit of a celebrate. 14 rounds up on the board now for Winstrike. 2 away from a spot at the CIS Minor in Katowice.
That's something you got to be celebrating about. 100%. Both hands off your mouse and keyboard. What kind of a hand motion do you do? Probably a fist pump? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good old fist bumps.
Speaking of fist bumps, well, that it's just found the AWP frag, which has everything to do with fist bumps.
And a leg onto Cass.
It's true. He's doing very well so far with the AWP. Having big impact. Not the highest frag in the game for him, but...
Lord. They want those double AWPs. Let's be real, though. Like, they haven't... I don't feel like they've ever had a full buy, this entire CT side.
It's been pretty rough. Like, the rounds when they have had good guns have had terrible util or lack of kits or just something. And they've really had one round where they've had full armor, kits, and full util on every single player. And full guns, obviously.
I kind of want to now go back and have a look at that RAVE Pro 100 game and see how they're actually able to pull off that upset. Because they're looking very unconvincing in this series. Had a little look at the maps as well as the performances. It's not like anyone hard carried or anything like that, just an individual performance across the board. Pretty uninteresting round. RAVE just saving Winstrike. They make the correct decision. Avoid the stack towards middle and or beat. Head into the A-bomb site, put the bomb down. And they're pretty close to heading to the minor, which is, I mean, so far, you expect certain teams to make it through. Gambit would probably be one of them, even with the changes. But so far, I mean, Winstrike and Spirit, if they were both to head, they're already one of the two. You wouldn't be too surprised.
Now it's all up to Inters, who's already been wrapped on. Couldn't keep anything going. So 15 now. Winstrike on Katowice point. Just about to head through with a 2-0 to the minor there in January next year. Very exciting times for them to get back into things with the major and what we expected really from this roster.
So here's the double AWP, but with very poor utility on both of the AWPers. Cass doesn't even have armor. It's going to be a quick one out long. Waylander just spotting the cross to lower. Straight out long for Norbert. They've given up control completely of long. Oh my god, he's almost killed Akimov. Some pretty nice recoil control from Pit there. The question is, what do they do from this point? I like the adjustment from RAVE, just maintaining that mid-control, not letting Winstrike go and take everything. Once you lose Cat and long, you're pretty much done for. You have to try to complete some kind of a retake from the long flank and middle or something like that, as well as coming up through CT, which is pretty low percent if you ask me. See if Winstrike's going to throw some kind of an exi from long A. It looks like that's what they're lining up for. Norbert and Wayland are both selecting their smokes from positions where I know you can throw the CT. That one's the CT, the other one's probably the short smoke. Yep, Wayland has thrown out the short smoke. So probably flashes over car and a quick one up the left side of this wall.
But there's going to be 4 players towards this bomb site by the time they get here, so they're going to have to do some sharp shooting. No, that's been an issue for them so far, as there's the first entry frag. The trade, though, comes quickly. 2 for Kaz. Still players lurking inside these smokes as well. Winstrike are running into a stack, and they're getting picked apart by the AWP. Bunic going to be given up there, but Fortunately for him and his team, he's able to find the frag. Spots out the head of another. Can't quite convert the spray, though, and a sharp one from Akimov. Well, that'd give him the opportunity, but will get tagged down. So no victory in this round for Winstrike, or at least not just yet. Not unless Well that it has something truly special lined up for us. Still unable to hit the shots, though. Gonna get the reload in, but 20 seconds left. He's got to go, he's got to save. Looks like he might want to go and die, though. He's got plenty of time, or plenty of money, even.
Yeah, so, I mean, pretty one-dimensional, trying to attempt to sort of convert that round from Winstrike. All they had was control of long. RAVE just simply hard rotated, maintained control of middle, and there just wasn't enough flashes. All his flashes weren't well-timed enough to catch Cass, who was sitting on the site. And we know that, as is the case with a lot of these RAVE players, if you let them sit in the position and turret, they are sharp enough to kill your entire team.
It's true.
So, I mean, there's another round for RAVE. See how many times Winstrike's going to make that same mistake again. Ineffective flash on Cass. Oh my god. That second shot was absolutely unbelievable.
Too easy, mate. Too easy.
He's getting them back in the game. This is actually going to break Winstrike's economy if they win this round. But I was just about to say, took the words right out of my mouth, Akimov. They need to win this one convincingly. Can't be losing too many players. It's back into a 2-on-2.
Dear, this is for the qualification to the minor as well. Winstrike looking to close it out here and book themselves that spot in Katowice. The Molotov not going to slow too much down. Well, that it already wants to go through it. The flashbang out will force Cass back. They choose to go back through the smoke instead. There's one player on either bomb site, and I feel like their chances are actually better going to try and isolate Inters, but they will go back to A.
Look, Tim, I'm not feeling too confident because Winstrike's conversion rate in these 2-on-2s on the T side so far is...
Oh, they've crossfired him. Now they know exactly where he is in the A bomb site. Well, that it's going to try and get through this smoke and catch out the frag. Does have the read on Kaz coming his way, but will he find the timing? Spam through there, comes through the smoke, and he missed the shot. That's bombed down, and Inter's going to be able to recover it with a headshot from mid.
I mean, Kaz is just dragging them, kicking and screaming straight back into this game. There's
it's
a broken
true. He's got
economy.
like, what, 5, 6 AWP kills in the last couple of rounds?
Yeah. That shutting down on long was crazy. First shot's fairly standard, the flash is ineffective, and then another flash comes out and you just repeat, flick headshots a guy through a door while he's half white.
As you do.
That's pretty good. 2k across the board for Winstrike, starting to build up some loss bonus. A bomb plant would definitely boost the util and the chances of buying an AWP into the next. Love the little boost to try and pick Cat.
You got to jump on outside the arch, though. Yeah, he's like, no. Wide swing. Now it's time for wide swing. It's always time for wide swing, though, isn't it, Billy?
I think so. At least if you play on RAVE.
Going to be trying to get out mid here with a couple of players. They do have that one AK-47, so they can get the entries working if Norbert's feeling it. Bass will try and delay with this flashbang, but he's going to be overrun here. There the kills start to come in, though. Bass is still alive on this B bomb site, getting away with daylight robbery here that he's wasted so much time, and now Inters can strike from the back of the bomb site. That's all the pressure removed. The bomb down in enemy territory. Kvik with a Deagle 1v5. Not a lot that he can really get done here. Gonna try and get up Cat, maybe get a frag, bit of money, possibly a gun. But getting into B is going to be nigh on impossible, given the first frag, but gets a little bit antsy and shoots too early. This is unfortunate for all involved. Still trying to look for something here, but eventually Akimov will recover that one. Fun fact for you, by the way, unrelated to this round, but Norbert, when he joined, he's a young player, I'm pretty sure that he's like 16, 17. When he joined this team, he had to choose between Winstrike, Gambit, and Forza. And he chose Winstrike.
I guess a lot of those players were on their way out of Gambit at that point, though. So you can't blame him.
This was 22-ish days ago, I think, something like that, 22, 23 days. So he is that new to the team. Or at least that's when the interview was, so I assume it was, that's when it was. That's when it happened.
I'm trying to think, like, you're pretty much just picking, like, World Edit, Kvik, Boom Mitch, Waylander over, like, what, Mo and Dozier? And then Blade as your coach.
Yeah, because if it was 20 days ago, then Hobbit would have already been out.
Yeah, Hobbit and Adrena were well out, mate. So, I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, you got the whole package over here on Winstrike. Gambit, I mean, you've got the coach, and you got Mo and Dozier, which is not bad. Anyway, they're gonna do it from cat this time rather than long, but they're gonna fake back and forth. The drop into CT actually, and they've thrown some nades towards A, which has kept 3 players there, and they're actually going for a bit of a mid to B split. Both of these players are fighting mid though on the CT side.
Which means that Norbert's got a free walkout through up. Vumic is fast up ramp as well. That'll keep him looking this way. The trades are good. Inters having a great game for himself. Spots are coming into B, and he's got to go back and chill out, but somehow it ends up in a 2v4. They get all the kills in mid necessary. Winstrike will get this bomb down, but it's going to be a very difficult hold for them unless they've presented a few freebies. Norbert's going to make it to backside. Well, they're holding under window, but it's going to be a very difficult retake indeed. 3 players in mid. Well, they're getting mollied out. Balls of steel, but goes up for it and gets destroyed by Inters, who's having a fabulous game. Now it's Norbert looking for a 1v4, and it's Kaz this time to clean it up. Winstrike putting themselves in some great positions, but it's incredibly sharp shooting on the side of RAVE that are shutting them out. 15-11 now, only 4 rounds behind.
Yeah, definitely, and the setups are definitely favouring RAVE. They're going to take a little bit of a pause, decide if they want to go AK armor and just limited util, or whether they want to go for a half buy in this round. We'll talk about what they need to do to just secure a round. I feel like at the moment their T side's been pretty one-dimensional. They usually just try to take one area of the map. I really feel like Winstrike's quite successful at taking the long control or taking the short control. The key probably really lies for them in going and taking long, and then potentially having, you know, an AWP post up on cat and mid, and then slowly and gradually taking control of that short and just squeezing the A bomb site. Should be a pretty easy round for you boys over on Winstrike, because let's face it, these RAVE guys, they get pretty antsy and they get pretty rotatey, and they're really relying on a lot of like pre-approved is the only word I can think of right now, setups before the hits even come in. You know, they've pretty much decided on what they want to do before anything's happened most of the time. Or at least they decide very quickly into the round, like leaving that extra player in Goose or double facing mid before the mid to B smoke's even really been thrown, that kind of stuff. So I mean, the question is Winstrike gonna do something, set themselves up for this round win, or they're just hoping to do something fairly decisive as a team and hope they're not running into a stack this time around?
We are getting ready for a mid to B once again. We've only really got flashbangs left now. It should do. There's no immediate crossfire coming in from A or anywhere on A, and the B players are actually on B. That means it's free to come out in mid now. They've heard this, the B players. The flashbangs are going to come over as well. The first player will fall, but doesn't matter. The kills have all come in. Never mind. Could have been dangerous, but it's an easy cleanup. These B players have been so solid.
In general, they're all looking pretty sharp at the moment. So let's see what the approach is going to be from Winstrike. I would really like to see them try to go for a bit of an A squeeze. That would make me quite happy. I feel like that's the key at the moment. Whenever they take long or cat, RAVE tends to stack up on the other side, so not the best mid nade there. Don't get punished for it though, luckily. It's going to be actually a lot of players towards the B site, and probably is where they're going to end up heading, especially with that bomb dropped in the back of tunnel. Question is, what are the moving parts before that actually ends up happening?
What a nade.
Absolutely, yeah. Pretty early advantage on for RAVE here. They've got long control. They're just playing pick and fall with the AWP on cat. Or is that the AWPer? Yep, that is.
That is, Kaz. But yeah, he's playing the drop position. Ready to get the hell out of Dodge if things go badly. But he's already dropped, actually, looking for this mid to B play. Used to be a smoke there to block that off. He's going to fall back to car for now, but as soon as they go out mid, he'll be able to see it. And these B players really have not had too much problems shutting down anything that Winstrike have tried in the last couple rounds.
This time Winstrike has a lot of utility though, and they're really running down the clock. They're waiting for a mistake from RAVE, but RAVE hasn't been very proactive, except in terms of their positioning. It's not like they're actively looking for these fights. They're just trying to put themselves in good setups and then sort of laser down the T's as they make their way into the bomb side or when they make their decision. So still tons of util for Winstrike. It's looking like they're heading for a mid to be a little bit slower than before.
Finally, some entries start to go the way of the T side, but Inters is still here, and he's been solid on this B bomb side. Waylander is so low, that's an easy frag. The bomb's down, 23 seconds remaining. Well, that and Kvik just had to try and commit and find this frag, but they're not getting it just yet. That smoke's going to be missed as well, which means the flank from top mid can come through. There's a kill for Cass, and now it's all on well that Inters is still back at the bomb side. He knows he's here, he's looking for the kill, and he will hit that shot, but 8 seconds left. The bomb down, no time to plan. He's going for the kills. He's got it, the last player's in window. 3 seconds, goes for the no-scope, has to go back, but instead just going to save 1 second, and he won't quite get around the corner in time. Now just to try and save and keep this gun in hand. Both players do want to keep their guns up, and they will both save AWPs, but a near thing for World Edit. That said, though, RAVE will hold on 2 away from forcing us into overtime on map 2.
They're making such a big run on this CT side back into it, and it's a similar thing to what you'd expect to see. You know, a lot of teams who have these individuals that can all step up and multi-frag, they've just got such sharp aim. If they put themselves in the right positions, oh my god.
That's one of the unluckiest things I've seen in Counter-Strike for a while. If that's what gets them a round win here, it's already a 5v2, and the last 2 CTs are flanking T-spawn.
Never mind, forget everything I said. They had a really good run back into this game, though, on the CT side. Like, they were definitely putting themselves in good setups. They were definitely getting the multi-frags pretty hard, and took a while for Winstrike to sort of work out a round that worked. And I'm not even sure that they just worked out, like they solved the solution or whatever. I feel like they just finally picked the right strategy at the appropriate time.
Right place, right time. That's how it works. As bomb goes down, Boomage facing long. Gets a kill through the smoke, easy as you like. It's all up to Inters, and while he's been good holding B, a 1v5 retake I think might be a bit beyond him. He's already reconsidering it, going to go back to short. But there's so little time here. He's got to try something.
There's just only so many rolls of the dice you can really have, to be honest, until the house wins. Like, they made a lot of good decisions. They rolled correctly so many times in a row. Eventually, it's got to come back around. It's pretty rare you see these full comebacks all the way back to 15-15.
Some decent damage.
Some great headshots, but that's all that's going to be. Winstrike over to the minor. Pretty exciting stuff. It's a team we'd expect to see there. So far, you know, we've watched 2 series. We've seen 2 pretty well-deserving teams, I would say, head through to that minor, and it's looking like another strong CIS minor.
Yeah, they always are very interesting, those CIS minors, but 2 very determined, deserved 2-0s is what I'm trying to say there. Yeah. But
some would say determined.
Determined 2-0s, yeah. Look, they're both pretty good games. Yep. Pretty close map. Well, 1 close map and 1 stompy map. Both I would even say
like that T side was a bit stompy from Winstrike, but the CT side was definitely pretty convincing for RAVE. I feel like that definitely could have been a bit of a different series.
Oh, I was talking about Nuke, mate. The second map was close.
Well, that could have been a different series if we saw different maps, I felt like. I think RAVE kind of played themselves a little bit by picking Nuke, and maybe if we had seen some other maps that played a little bit more to their strengths, like we saw Dust 2, even though Winstrike picked it, definitely played more to their strengths. Maybe if we'd seen them, like you said, in the break, go towards a cache or something like that, where they can get the aim in and do some of those faster strats, that might have worked out better for them, but maybe it's a learning experience.
Yeah, it's not the case this time, unfortunately, for them. So we have 2 teams headed over to the CIS minor decided. Of course, with the new system, there is no more invites to the minor. Everyone's going through the qualifiers, and from there, it's top 2 or potentially 3 teams going to the major with that new wildcard slot. So we know a couple of teams heading to the CIS minor now. Of course, there's still... I'm not sure how many games have been played that we haven't been casting, but there's at least 4 more, maybe even 6, depending on how the rest of the bracket has worked out. So still a lot to be decided in all the qualifiers for all the regions before we can lock in the minors for Katowice.
Yeah, so let's see how the rest of the bracket has worked out. I mean, already we're seeing Namiga through, Spirit, Winstrike, and then we're just waiting for Under Pressure and a Vanguard. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Vanguard go through there. But obviously there's potential for upsets always at these minors. And then you got a whole half of the lower bracket. It's not just these 4 spots, but there is more spots up for grabs as well, which is where we'll probably see teams like Gambit, who have dropped down there, try to make their way through. You probably expect Forza to go through as well. Although I have to say, if you see Pro 100 up against Forza, that's a match that I've seen multiple times now. Those 2 teams are pretty similarly skilled, I would say, and pretty familiar with playing with each other. So I would be very scared if I was Forza or Pro 100 to have to go and play against each other for a spot. Someone's going to be very disappointed, and I would say both teams pretty deserving of being going through to the minor.
Yeah, but unfortunately, even as there is 8 teams through, which is quite a lot, we can't put everyone in as much as we'd like to, you know. I hope that both teams win. And have you seen that? I think it was a sign at a soccer match or something. It's a lady holding up a sign that says, I just hope both teams have fun.
Yeah.
It's sort of what we're about, but unfortunately, everyone can't win.
Speaking of soccer, Tim.
Yes.
You know where soccer's pretty popular?
No, tell me.
In South America.
Really?
Yeah.
What relation does that have to this broadcast, Billy?
Well, we're actually going to be watching some South American games, but we can't get into them right now. We're going to have to take a short break first, and I'm looking forward to casting some of those right after this break.